Hi, today we're coming towards week 11. This will be the last lecture for this course, and next week we are going to do just revision. So today we are looking at security and personnel. That means we are looking at different personnel. Personnel means different staff members, and what qualifications and what certifications are required for each and every security person. So it's going to be a relatively shorter lecture, and we will be focusing primarily on the tutorial submission on the project submission today. So let's look at positioning and staff security function. So the location of information security function within the organization function. What is it? The information technology function is the peer to other IT functions. So such as the help desk. So the other security functions could be physical security and administrative services functions. They can be like peer to HR functions, and then insurance and risk management function, that can be a staffing and security function as well. Then we have legal department. The idea is to, for positioning and staffing, the idea is to get the balance between access and security. That means if you want to have more security, then you need to compromise access. Just like if you want to have more access and everybody should have easy access, that means security is compromised. So the idea is to get the balance, right? And staffing and the staffing, for example, um, more in information security, the biggest problem is that there are more openings and there are very few qualified candidates. So that means the organizations must fight for the information security professionals. So the need for organizations is for better hiring practices. So since there is very high demand, the knowledge and the knowledge of skills and the qualifications, that is what they are looking for. So that is why if you ever want to become an information security professional, so you need to understand that there is a lot of demand for this, and you will get paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year to get if you work for high-end companies. So what are your so if you as a staffing organization, you need to, then they will be looking for the knowledge of budgetary needs of the information security function and the associated positions. They will look for the level of influence and the prestige that is necessary. That means how respected you are, how believable, and how dedicated you are, how professional you are in in IS. IS is information security. So as a security personnel, what are the things that you should know? So first of all, you need to understand that the organization operates at all levels, and you need to know how it operates at each and every level. So so you also need to know that information security is usually a management problem, and it is rarely just a technical problem. It's mostly the problems are related with management, and then that is from, you need to understand from that level, and you need to know how to work with different people, and you need to understand the role of policy in guiding those security functions. You need to look at uh, most technologies, but you need not be an expert in everything, but you need to be able to look at technology as a general overview kind of a person. Like, you need to understand the big picture, and you need to understand the terminology of information technology and information security. So you need to know how to protect an organization assets from different security attacks, whether it is a man in the middle attack, or is it a malware, or any kind of threat. You need to be able to understand, and you need to be able to devise a plan to protect these security systems. And then you need to understand how business solutions can be applied to solve these problems. And obviously you are required to have very strong communication and writing skills. So if you are an entry level IS professional, so you need to have good technical skills, and you need to be You need to be able to working either you can be classified as if you want to be classified as an entry level IT technical personnel. So you can be a network expert, you can be a programmer, you can be a database administrator, or you can be a system administrator. If you are looking for non-technical kind of personnel, so they will be law enforcement or military personnel. This they are primarily for protection, physical protection of information security systems. Now, if you want to classify the positions, then first of all, we need to look at definers, builders, and administrators. What are definers? Definers are the ones who provide the policies and guidelines. They will set the standards. They do consultation and risk assessment. They develop the product and the technical architectures. These are all the senior people who are CEOs, and they have the broad knowledge, but they don't have in-depth knowledge of how a particular security system works. But they know overall, like they have the overview. Then we have builders. Builders are technical geeky guys. These are the people who understand and who can create this security and build the security systems. So they create and install all the firewalls, and they they know how to secure their crypto systems and all of this stuff. Then we have administrators. Administrators, they just operate and administer. They don't build anything. So they are like, they just need to make sure that everything is functioning smoothly. They monitor and they check the day-to-day work. So now, on top of all of this, if you want to become an information security, the peak level can be like chief information security officer, CISO. So what are the functions of a CISO? So he or she is primarily responsible to manage the overall security system. So here the other duties include drafting and approving security policies. He working with chief information officer with in devising strategic plans. So you develop tactical plans. You need to work with security management and operational on operational plans as well. You will be also taking part in budgeting, and because security does cost money, and you need to know how much is worthy of investment. Then you need to set priorities for purchase and implementation of the security projects. So, and the next one will be hiring and firing. You also will be in charge of hiring and firing. I mean, partially. Um, and you should be a spokesperson for the info security team. That means you talk on behalf of the information security team. That means you should be having good communication skills, and you should be able to speak publicly. And if your system is compromised and you want to talk to the media about it, or if you want to talk to the police about it, so you should have that skill. Then let's come to a little bit lower level. Then we have a security manager. Security manager is in charge of developing and managing the information security programs and control systems. He's a technical guy, so he monitors the performance, and he makes sure that all the performances is in line with the policies and procedures, and everybody is complying with the standards that are set by the organization. And he also makes sure that he can communicate the risk assessment after he prepares a risk assessment report. And he represents the management in change management policies. And he also will take care of any incidents any incidents or attacks that happen to the information security system, and he will develop the incident response. And sometimes also, if the disaster has already happened, then he will be chief in the disaster recovery, and he will be supervising the information security systems throughout the organization. The IT security compliance manager, that's the next step. That is ISCM. So ISCM, he is actually in charge of development and management of IT security compliance program. So he will develop the security standards and make sure that they are in line with the industry standards. So he will identify the IT related business risks that means like if this particular business is there, so what are the possible attacks that can happen, what are the possible threats, where are the vulnerabilities. He will identify these, and he will manage and conduct the information technology security compliance reviews periodically, and he will also be able to conduct investigation when somebody reports a breach. The security technician, these are all technically, now we are looking at certifications and technicians, these are all technically qualified people. We are looking at somebody who can configure a firewall, configure an intrusion detection system. So basically you are looking at people who build stuff, right? Now we are somebody who's able to implement security measures. They can be entry level, but it's generally preferred to have an year or two experience. So usually companies, they request for 1 or 2 years of experience, and but they're not more, because like usually if you are working for 5 or 6 years in different companies, usually companies don't like that. So they prefer that you work for a single company and you are dedicated, because that means you are not a flight risk. Like if you are fired from this company, you may leak some of the information security issues, and then like, yeah, so that is why they are usually very wary of hiring a new person who's capable of understanding all the technical stuff. And there are few certifications that are required for professionals. So certified information system security, CISSP. So this comes after like a 3 years of full-time professional work in information security systems. So these are considered to be extremely prestigious. They cover several domains such as access control, application security, business continuity, cryptography, information security, risk management, operational security, physical security. So all these domains are covered. And if you cover, and these are the people who are like full-time security professional work. They are considered to be the highest. They are the most paid certifications. If you have these certifications, you will be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. If you are managing, if you can be like one of the major security personnel, and you will be making you'll be standing behind the securities of a company. The other certification is system security certified professional. This is a mastery of international standard and body of language. Is primarily oriented towards this is the security administrator, and they also cover similar domains: access controls, cryptography, malicious code, monitoring and analysis, networks and communications risks. So these are the domains kind of overlap. If you look at CISSP and systems information security practitioner, the domains usually they overlap a little bit. So the other certificates are associate certificates of ISC. So they are primarily geared towards these two CISSP and SSCP. They lack requisite experience, but the tests are required. So they are associates. They don't need actual certificates. They are geared towards like wanting to take. So if someone is willing, like an apprentice, let us say apprentice or an associate. So certification and accreditation professionals cap. These are about 2 years to 2 years experience, and then 1 year in the common area of knowledge domains. Like basically 1 year in some of the common domains, and then 2 years in the particular domain that you want. So the cap exam has to be passed, and they need to agree to the code of conduct. And usually when companies hire these kind of people, they do intensive criminal history. If does he have a history of hacking, has he done any shady things of that sort? Yeah. Then the certifications, certified information systems auditor. This is basically an audition or an auditor exam. There will be an exam that need to be passed, and primarily they deal with information security audition and then governance. Then they need to understand systems and infrastructure lifecycle, IT service delivery and products, and protection of information assets, and business and disaster recovery. So these are all the areas that CISA uh, has to be certified for. So basically you need to pass that exam. This is an exam, and this is another exam that can be that can give you technical qualifications to become certified in the field that you want. So the certified information system manager, on the other hand, he looks at information security governance, information risk management, information security program development, and development and management, and incident response management. So these are all other kind of certifications. Certified information systems manager. So the other certifications that are also for information security and IT professionals are Global Information Assurance Certificate. Uh, then we can have security certified professional and security plus certification, and then certified information forensic investigator. And then, like, that means forensic investigation is about like who has touched something, who has forensic doesn't mean like fingerprints, by the way. Forensic means it is also related to who has previously accessed such a tool physically, or information like that, and then various company certifications. So the overall advice to information security professionals is this. So they need to put business before technology. They need to understand the business before they talk about the technology. So when evaluating a problem, they have to look at the source of the problem first. Then they need to understand what are the factors impacting the problem. Then you need to check the organizational policy for the direction and the guidelines you need to be checking. And then they use the technology to deploy the necessary controls. So primarily, your job is to protect the organization assets. So you need to be heard and not seen. That means that's a very good way. So people, um, yeah. So be heard. That means, but not seen. Like, you are not physically there every time, but your voices are always heard. That means your advice is there all the time. So no more than you say, and be more skillful than you let on. That means, like, you need to develop the skills, and you need not speak everything. You just need to keep some information to yourself, and that's how people respect you. And speak to users, not at them. Like, don't and it's all about like management of skills and how to deal with people. And your education as information security professional is never complete. You need to keep learning and adapting to new stuff. So what are the precautions that you need to take? The background investigations need to be conducted for all employees before you hire them. As I told you repeatedly, companies run a huge risk of pilferage on information, pilferage of information and data. So your scope varies with your position, and extremely sensitive positions should be conducted. Like, the precautions need to be conducted periodically. You need to get written permission in the terms of employment that you won't breach any of the code of ethics and code of conduct as for the organization protocol. So basically, those are all the security personnel qualifications. So if you ever want to become a security professional, you can look at the last slide and identify what you want to become, and whether you are qualified to do so, and what certifications and what education you need to complete to become an information security professional. I hope this course have motivated at least some of you to take up information security as a career, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.